do you have any experience or any
Yes.
story of struggling very hard there?
Yes. See, life offers you great opportunities. And you think, my God, how difficult, how grueling, how challenging, how can I do it? Why should I do it? But then God has a better plan for your life. And that is why God makes you tough.
So did you sell
God
Bible
gives you-
there?
Yes, I did. I sold Bibles for summer vacation. One of them said, I will persist until I succeed. Second one said, I am nature's greatest miracle. Today I will live this day as if it is my last. And today I will be the master of my emotions. I will act now. Somehow I was brainwashed. We sold Bible for 4 summer vacations. All right, in 4 different US cities. But the second year, I worked so hard and motivated and guided by these 10 scrolls. Rather brainwashed, as I said. I was number 1 in the company of 700 American and college international students.
What is your message and word of wisdom to our younger generation?
I love you guys, okay? You are highly talented. That's what I have to say. If somebody says, oh, we had the golden times and the old times are golden, I said, now there is platinum time. This is the best of the world with best of opportunities to learn. The complete tech revolution, internet revolution is helping you guys. Correct? But still have your feet firmly rooted on the ground. So what you need is multiple exposure to multiple activities, to a lot of reading, writing, speaking, listening. If parents can't do it, then they have to send you to the right people, right guides, right gurus, right teachers, right classes, right options.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Between the Lines. English. The English language has taken a big space and place in India, be it a study, communication, or profession. Our image is also being framed based on our ability of speaking English. Why English is so important, whether the middle-aged people can learn English, whether a mother belonging to non-English background can learn English. There are a lot of such points on which we need guidance, but don't worry. Today, we have a very eminent and renowned personality, Mrs. Diptisha. Mrs. Diptisha holds dual master's degree in English, that too from Gujarat University and Georgia Southern University, US. She is a renowned educator, public speaking mentor, founder of Diptisha's Institute of English, Public Speaking and Self-Development. She has empowered approximately 18,000 students and professionals. She has been doing this development work since last 44 years. She has represented India in Japan and earned prestigious Diamond Award. And she has also earned #1 salesperson award during her stint in US. She started her institute from a small room in basement in 1981. Since then, she has transformed into a life-changing platform for students, housewives, professionals, entrepreneurs across India. Her practical and high-impact training in communication, confidence, and life skills have shaped 2 generations of leaders, educators, and global professionals. Her book, Effective Public Speaking, is not only taught in her institute, but by her former students worldwide. So let's go and meet dynamic and inspiring Mrs. Diptisha. Welcome to Between the Line, Dipti ma'am. English is one of the language. Today I'm a bit nervous because I'm sitting in front of a monarch of English language and public speaking. So please allow me to make some mistakes and ignore my mistakes.
You're welcome.
Between the line concept, it was conceptualized because of the idea is to spread a lot of learnings, madam. And we are not, attached to any specific technical subject, but we always wanted to talk to eminent and experienced personality like you, talking to you about your subject, your experience, and getting certain learnings. And I'm sure you have been into the such a area where you actually transform people, transform young people,
Yes.
and a lot of professionals. So we always have audience, but today, apart from audience, I am also your audience, and I'm going to learn a lot of things out of this discussion. So I'm very keen talking to you. So once again, welcome, ma'am, and
Yes.
I'm really happy that you have said yes, spending your time for this podcast. So thank you so much, ma'am.
You're most welcome, sir. And I'm extremely happy to be here. And I want to heartily congratulate you for starting this initiative of a podcast to bring people like me to the forefront, and so that many more can get to know about our life's journey, our challenges, our contributions, and our legacies.
Thank you so much.
you.
I think it's because of people like you who have supported me. So now, ma'am, talking about you, you belong to a Gujarati family,
Yes.
studied in Gujarati medium,
Yes.
and you have a great level of command on English language, and that too from your childhood. How this has happened?
Thank you for the compliment. I studied in a pure Gujarati medium school, Manek Chowk. Shishu Bharati School, 4 standard, CN Vidyalaya, Ambawadi, up to 11th. We had old 11th standard. But I read at that time the whole Gujarati literature.
Oh.
All right, so that was great. English was introduced from the 8th grade, ABCD,
Oh.
8th grade. But I remember in the 9th vacation, that is just after 2 years after learning ABCD, somehow I borrowed a book from the library, Anna Karenina, a very famous novel of 950 pages.
Oh.
I don't know what got into my head, but I somehow read it.
Okay.
And then after 11th, 80% took arts at St. Xavier's College, which was a totally English environment here in Ahmedabad. And you could imagine, me, a Gujarati medium girl, brilliant, a good public speaker, stage performer, dance, garba, drama, music, everything was there. But English, no. So at Xavier's, I got an environment. I had to speak in English. There was no choice. There were students from English medium convent girls, this and that, and then the brothers and the fathers and the professors, and everybody talked in English. And somehow I started talking. I had loved English as a subject, and somehow God had ingrained it in me that I want to do English major.
Oh, amazing.
No reason. And I did that. And one more thing I want to tell you, I read a lot of English classics at Xavier's library. These are simplified and abridged. From A Tale of Two Cities. So many of those wrote down vocabulary in notebooks, read a lot of those classics. I was in an environment there when I had to speak, and I don't know when I started speaking fluently.
So no surprise why we say books are the best friend. I think
Yes.
books is the one of the medium through which you started getting a lot of know about the English.
Absolutely.
But ma'am, that is your effort that helped you to take English or imbibe English into you. But from childhood, we came to know that from childhood you have been an excellent reader,
Yes.
excellent speaker.
Right.
So how this has started?
You would laugh at me, but in second standard, I got a prize in public speaking, second standard.
Oh, wonderful.
And you know what the prize was? An independent for a second standard kid. That's all I remember. I think the thanks go to my parents because they made sure that I took part in every single competition, extracurricular activities, even from first standard onwards. I was a monitor, I was a ranker, I was a topper in class. I took part in dancing, garba, public speaking, all kinds of competitive sports. I mean, no competitive sports, competitive activities other than sports.
Okay.
That was good. That exposure was very good. And the little accomplishment and the joy of accomplishment was good. It was a good thing that was put into me at a very young age.
So I feel so that that level of confidence was inculcated into you by your parents, because from childhood you have been a very good speaker. So
Right.
I think a lot of credit goes to the parenting model. I think your
It
parenting model.
does. It really does. It really does. So,
Now, ma'am, when we talk about the study, a lot of people from India, they go to abroad, mainly to US.
Yeah.
Now, one perspective of people in India, they always feel that people going to US, they have a great level of life. They enjoy their life.
Yeah.
They don't struggle. Now you went to US for your masters.
Yes.
What's your story in US?
It is definitely a land of opportunities and free enterprise.
Okay.
But you have to work your butt off. You have to work so hard. And people don't mind doing it when they go abroad. I mean, the same Indians, we are, I think, very ambitious, very hardworking. We can set and achieve high goals. Barack Obama said once, in America, that beware of the Indian students and the Chinese students because they are at the top 5% in every American university, wherever they are, including the Ivy Leagues. No? So we work hard. And America offers opportunities to work hard, to go into the depth of a subject or information.
But
And excel and work hard again.
so one thing is sure that people have to struggle there. As you said, hard work is required there also.
Yes.
So do you have any experience or any
Yes.
story of struggling very hard
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I can share my Bible telling story with you.
there? Okay.
And if my husband asked me the other day, Dipti, if you knew you were going to sell Bibles door to door for 4 summer vacations in the US,
Don't tell me.
would you have gone to the US? I said, definitely not. Definitely not. See, life offers you great opportunities. And you think, my God, how difficult, how grueling, how challenging, how can I do it? Why should I do it? But then God has a better plan for your life. And that is why God makes you tough.
So did you sell
God
Bible
gives you-
there?
Yes, I did. I sold Bibles 4 summer vacations.
Door to door.
Door to door. 25 doors we knocked. 10 hours we worked. There was we means my husband went one way, I went the other. We'd gotten married in America in 1973. 40-pound bag, calluses on the arm, on the hands, dogs barking, housewives slamming doors on your face.
My-
Welcome
My-
to the world of hard knocks. And it was pure commission job. You have to perform. You have to succeed. You have to achieve. I had only 1 year of scholarship. I was pursuing my master's in English. My husband was pursuing his MS electrical engineering, and both of us needed money. My scholarship was over after a year. I had to support myself. Parents couldn't send money. So we did the hardest thing, one of the hardest things on earth, I would say. But it inculcated tremendous self-confidence, tremendous discipline, tremendous persistence, tremendous positive thinking, and tremendous pursuit of excellence, which are ingrained.
Great. But ma'am, a person who did masters, that too in English language, and
Yes.
then went to US and she was asked to sell Bible door to door. Was there a thought for a while that I am in masters of English, I have come here to achieve that level again and I have to sell Bible? So was there any thought for a while?
Luckily, when you are young, you don't think too much. Sister Shivani says, मैं कम सोचती हूँ, अच्छा सोचती हूँ.
Wow, good thought.
So that was it was. We never thought anything negative. My husband, his parents couldn't send money. Our parents could send money. He was on a little scholarship. My scholarship was over. That was the need, necessity. And need are the father and mother of invention and adventure. And that's what we did. And we succeeded hugely.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay? So I'm so thankful to God for that amazing opportunity. Whatever happens for good, because based on those qualities of strength and self-confidence, we've been able to do what we are doing.
I always say one thing is very much important if you want to succeed or you want to do any work, which is intent. You
Yeah.
should have intent. And I think
Yes.
that worked for you because you had that intent that you are in
Yes.
US and you want to pursue your objectives. So be it anything.
Can I add something
Yeah.
here? And from childhood, I don't know, I'm a topper, I'm a ranker. I have to be at the top. I have to pursue excellence. So that was ingrained in me as well. Let me say, my husband was first in SSC board, 1967. Both of us graduated from different schools and all. But he was a cool fellow, he was kind of laid back and very practical, as to so to say. He said, okay, I've sold one Bible. I've made out of $44, I've made $30. So my today's work is done. So he would relax and chill, under the influence of his own manager and read a novel. But I don't know what got into my head. I had to work. And I told you what was the inspiration. We were given a lot of inspirational books, introduced to them. And one of them was The Greatest Salesman of the World by Og Mandino, a terrific motivational book. And there are 10 scrolls, like 10 short chapters of motivation. And one of them said, I will persist until I succeed. Second one said, I am nature's greatest miracle. Today I will live this day as if it is my last. And today I will be the master of my emotions. I will act now. Somehow I was brainwashed. We sold Bible for 4 summer vacations, all right, in 4 different US cities. But the second year, I worked so hard and motivated and guided by these 10 scrolls, rather brainwashed, as I said. I was number 1 in the company of 700 American and college international students. Amazing. So that pursuit of excellence was there in me, and I got a big reward at the hands of Zig Ziglar, a great motivator, life coach, and author.
Wow. It's a great learning, ma'am, because a literature student, language students becoming salesperson. I think this is something very introspective and learning for all of us.
Yes.
Now, ma'am, once the people move to abroad or maybe US, then it is confirmed that they are going to settle down there. They are not going to come back to their home country. But in your case, after study, you came back to India. How?
Yes. I'm so thankful to God for that. So thankful to God. People ask me, why didn't you stay back? And why didn't you have a hefty, income and high living and this and that? I said, I'm having a ball in my life. And I'm so grateful to God that I came back. All right. Because we even didn't apply for a green card. My husband with his MS MBA there, and he was an IITian here, and then we came back, and then I had a lot of connections over here, and I was very sure that I would get a job in a college as a professor. Again, we didn't think much. All right. We came back, and we are very grateful for that. To help our own people, to help our own countrymen. And now, after 44 years of teaching, my only goal in life, because all kinds of people come to us. Not only there are students after 10th onwards, there are college kids, there are graduates, there are housewives, there are working people, there are doctor, lawyer, chartered accountant, engineer, PhD, MBA, businessman, professor, principals, teacher, trainers. Wow. So there are average ages like 16 to 56. And that's it. All I'm telling them, teaching English, public speaking, and self-development, I want to touch and transform your life. That is my goal, and that is what God has put me here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. India is very fortunate that people like you who had a great level of life in US, but you came back to India. I think Indians are fortunate that people like you are here and you have been, transforming lives of people.
Yes, but can I say something? I have a great life here. I'm so thankful. I mean, every way. Because we were bred, we were raised like that. Not only here, but in America also. And all the positive, great motivators. Les Brown and Brian Tracy and Dr. Norman Vincent Peale and Dr. Robert Schuller, you name them.
Wow, amazing.
So, positive thinking, positive thinking, positive thinking. And of course, I forgot to mention one thing. I studied in college here in India. Sanskrit was my minor, and studied the whole of Bhagavad Gita and things. So I had our tradition, our culture, our religious values, our spirituality in me as well.
Amazing.
Then came back from America and have a great living because we travel most of the world on the income we made in India. Wow. All right. So if you want a great life, perhaps you don't have to go anywhere. Go all around the world, study, learn, meet people, imbibe all the good qualities, positive qualities from them, but come back home if you have an opportunity to come back home and work in your own country. Like Gandhiji said, have your doors and windows open so that Winds from all the world can come in, but have your strong footing in your country.
Excellent thought. I think amazing. I think in the start, initial 10-15 minutes, you have already enriched me, and people will also get enriched. Now, India is a country of having 20 to 25 regional languages.
Right.
Hindi is our national language, we can say. Then why English is so important in India?
I know. Not in India, in the whole world.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see, 1.5 billion people around the world speak English out of 8 billion. Let's say by 2050, there is 10 billion people and at least 2 billion, 20% will be speaking in English. English is still number one language in the world today. 80% of all the science papers and commerce and industry and research and everything is done in the language. 80%. English opens doors of opportunity across the world. Fortunately or unfortunately, English is very important in India because of the British Raj for more than 200 years, and nothing wrong with it. The way things are, accept them, make the best of them, and go ahead. So you have to learn English, and that is the reason why earlier I started out in 1981, my classes and all of that in Ahmedabad, and there were more students, younger children. I tried all kinds of things, but now we've settled down to higher secondary, college, graduate students, and working professionals, because everybody needs public speaking. That is a new thing. I had been speaking all through schools, colleges, winning prizes, debates, you name them, right? And then I even started teaching in my classes and wrote a book, Effective Public Speaking. It is here, Effective Public Speaking. Earlier, I was recommending Dale Carnegie's book. Now I recommend mine because after 30 years of teaching, it's highly practical.
Yeah, obviously.
Correct. So now people come for public speaking as well in English, right? Because Gujarat and Rajasthan, you know how our English is.
True.
I mean, we can get by. We are all right. People with high education and big degrees. But they want the nuances, the better pronunciation, better use of language and semantics, choice of words and everything. So that can be brushed up.
Okay.
But in my classes, we have now at least 3 dozen speeches GD debates in a 9-week course. So it's become a major public speaking, but totally in English.
Okay.
So it helps kind of both. It kills 2 birds with 1 stone, so to say. And my husband, Amit Shah, he teaches self-development. He was, as I said, IIT and MS MBA in the US. He was executive director, sales marketing in a very big industry here, multinational in Ahmedabad, and a great student, a voracious reader, a profound thinker and a mesmerizing storyteller. And he trained people. That's why people come. Not only just for English, not only just for public speaking, but for self-development. The younger they come, the better. But then once you are older, you can't go back. So people come, and all kinds of stuff that he handles, like, like money management, life management, relationship management, how to set and achieve goals, how to start industries, how to crack interviews. I mean, all the practical things that people would need, and how to be a good and noble human being.
But looking at your persona and the kind of quality you have, is it true that we should learn English, but not at the cost of forgetting our own languages or our regional languages? Because I've seen people, ma'am, that they have a great level of command on English, but they don't speak, even they don't read their own language.
Right.
So, is it true that they should also, have that, control on their own language also?
Let's see. Right now, I see a lot of people, a lot of young kids studying in English medium, and I feel so sorry for them. They don't know English. They don't know the mother tongue. Because they don't read Gujarati. They said, I'm an English medium kid, and they don't read English as well. So I tell them, at least read a lot of English. English classics, English books, books at different levels of your age and all. Kindle is available, online books are available, audio books are available, but I still love the physical book. So that has to be forced on kids. They have to read. They have to read at least a book If possible, every week or every 2 weeks or at least every month, I think.
Yeah, I think this is a
Yeah.
good input by
And have a
given by you.
terrific library. Schools don't operate libraries anymore. At CN Vidyalaya, we had an amazing Gujarati literature library. Now, schools don't have libraries, active libraries at all.
Now, after returning from US to India, and you you were already holding dual master degree in English.
Yes.
How did this teaching started the English teaching started?
Again, thank God. So many doors were closed on me, on my face. But God opened a huge, big door. I didn't know what was behind it. Okay. When I returned 1980, with all connections with Jinabai Desai and Yashwant Shukla and Uma Shankar Joshi, and I mean, I was known. I thought they would roll out a red carpet for me
These are
and
the big
invite me
names.
to their colleges, to be a professor. But 3-4 years before I came back, Gujarat government had made a major reshuffle in education systems in schools. In our times, it was 11 years in schools and 4 years in college. But they changed it to 12 years in schools and 3 years in college. So many extra professors, college professors, were shifted to higher secondary in schools. To protect, to safeguard their interest, government made a law that they could not hire any fresh graduates like me as full-time professors. Thank God for that. I worked as part-time professor at Babins Arts and Commerce College for 6 months. Before that, I did a little bit of teaching in school. 5, 6, and 7 standards, English, Gujarati, SS, this and that. But, that was not my forte, right? So when the doors closed, the bigger one opened, somebody recommended, Dipti, you've just returned from India and we really don't have good English speaking classes. Why don't you start one? I will send my daughter and my wife. And you can have those. And that's a beautiful journey. So I started out of need and necessity again. And through lots of ups and downs and beautiful stories, challenges, and small achievements.
Wonderful, wonderful.
It's 44 years I completed now.
Amazing.
18,000 students, 2 generations. Fathers, parents came, their children have come, and now they've settled all over the world fabulously in their own lives, careers, businesses, and professions.
Excellent.
It is God's tremendous grace on all of us.
Great, great, ma'am. Ma'am, now kids who belong to a non-English speaking family,
Right.
and they have been enrolled in English medium school.
Correct.
But because of their family background, they struggle to learn, speak, read English.
Right.
What's your advice? How they can cope up?
Yes. A lot of mothers, sometimes fathers as well, but call me up and they are quite worried about their school kids. My kid is in 2nd standard, 4th standard, 6th standard, 8th standard, etc. English medium, but can't speak English, doesn't read, takes no interest, at all. Academically, they make it, but we are not happy with their overall progress and especially with their English language. I tell mothers what I did with my kids when they were young, but of course I put them in English medium, okay? That was one thing. But we created an environment at home that we could speak a little English. We watched cartoons. I read a lot of books to my kids, English, Gujarati, both, by the way, and made sure that they really love books. Books are for fun. Books are for stories, okay? And they did. We bought a lot of books. I will take my kids to bookstores and sometimes roadside vendors, pick up books. And there were books, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Aesop fables and Panchatantra, you name them. And there were a lot of great English fairy tales. So Indian stuff, I bought Gujarati. Western stuff, we bought English. I read. I taught them how to write difficult words in a notebook, copy the whole sentence, etc. Use the dictionary and do it on their own. Another thing I did was to whatever they read during the day, at the dinner table in the evening, they had to tell us the story. And we were like a very captive, enthusiastic audience, and we appreciated and clapped for them. I remember one time, all the way through our kids, my husband would give, like when they were like in 8, 9 standards, would give them motivational books. And they said, okay, I'm going to work, read 100 pages in the evening, we'll discuss. And I'll ask you questions. And the kids, they are kids, they hollered and they complained and look at us, our life is miserable. I said, Baba, you have to read, ma, and you have to know what's going on in the world. They read. Even I hired college kids to read to my children, not study material, but childcraft, world book, encyclopedias. Tell me why books. I read, they read, the kids read, they told us stories, we clapped, and we made sure that they take part in all kinds of extracurricular activities and competitions at school. From rangoli making to decorating a puja thal to public speaking, everything. And my son would laugh, Ma, in the decoration of puja thal, there are all girls, I'm the only boy. I said, so what? You find out. And we put our kids through several extracurricular activities like drawing, painting, music, chess, table tennis, later on tennis, dance. We wanted to expose them to all the arts and crafts and everything to find out what clicked with them, what they loved. And both my sons had different aptitudes.
Wonderful.
So I want parents to do this. Read them a lot. Watch a few good movies together with them. Right? Rather than saying, Baba, these are the books, read them. And children don't read them.
Sure.
But do it with them.
So I think
So parents have to learn the language.
Wow.
Let me come back to my business.
No, but I think next point I'm going to discuss on this only.
Yes,
I think
okay.
You are completely right, I think, that parents should learn. So now the second challenge is mother
Yes.
belonging to non-speaking English background.
Correct.
Their children are into English medium school. So what's your word of wisdom to mothers if they want to learn English or they want to, have control on that language?
See, mothers have two things to do, right? Be a great cheerleader of the children, but introduce them to so many different activities, including English public speaking, English storytelling, English story reading, and whatever you yourself can do to help and to be involved. Not just tell them that read this book, they are good for you. Or study your books and score X number of percentage of marks. No. Become a kid with them.
But how they can learn basic English so they can, they can cope up with their routine work for schools and communicate with teachers?
See, unfortunately, you are opening a Pandora's box. So many English school teachers come to me and they call me up and say, ma'am, I'm not fluent in English.
Okay.
And at our school, we manage speaking some in Gujarati, some in Hindi, but very little English. Sir, this is a very deep-rooted problem. But as a mother of a child that is in English medium school, the parent should learn, come to Diptisha's or somehow learn it if you can learn anywhere else.
Okay.
Read, write, listen, speak. Read, write to little, but read, write, listen, speak. Unless you do these 4 activities for a lifetime and imbibe English in your life, how can you expect your children to do the miracles?
Practice.
You have to do the miracle first.
Practice, yes. Keep practicing. Again, on the parenting, ma'am, now the expectation of parents from that child has gone high. They want that child to excel in everything, maybe a language, activity, anything. And they want that child to groom like anything.
Yes.
What's your point on this?
I know mothers are tempted by reels and Insta and
We are bang on.
photographs and things like that, which we didn't have in our time. So we did it the old-fashioned way. Put your kids into several extracurricular activity, classes, personal tuitions, group work. Involve them in different competitions at school level, inter-school level. public speaking, storytelling, this and that. Help, whatever help you can render, facilitate, encourage, and don't allow kids to give up easily. See, because I remember when I changed my son's school and he came to a new school and he said, Ma, I don't like the school and I don't like it. And I said, son, once you start doing competitions and activities and you will get involved and you will love it. You get 1 or 2 prizes and the kids are really enthused. So mothers need to be after them. And another thing I've told mothers, please don't compare your kids
Wonderful.
with your own other kids or neighbors' kids or their classmates. Please, every kid is like a flower. Let that flower, let that sapling bloom. If the kid wants to be a dancer or a singer or whatever, an AI engineer, we need to find out. We need to go slow. Like at Diptisha's, we do it like MBTI personality test. We take of kids that are 10th and 12th finished. Everybody does it, but they do it. And then my husband guides them as to what are the possible areas or avenues they can get into. Like with my personality type, I'm good to be a teacher. Thank God.
True.
I love it, and that's the purpose of my life.
True.
So help kids, find out, get more help, but and clap every time a little something is achieved. A little something is achieved. Please, if you want to come to me, many mothers come to me and my kid is very quiet and introverted and doesn't speak and this and that. I said the kid needs freedom. Correct? And you need to give them so many more options and opportunities and activities to get into. Like in the Western countries, mothers and parents get involved in school activities on a voluntary basis. I don't know how much is that done here, but I don't think much.
Not much, I think.
Yeah.
It's great insights, I think.
Yeah.
This is a great insight. Ma'am, nowadays, in any profession, any job, it's a very high demanding job. It has becoming high demanding. And they expect all the people or the employee to groom like anything. And the biggest challenge or the hurdle is the stage fear.
Yes.
They have fear
Yes.
in speaking in front of many people. How to overcome this challenge?
Public speaking is one thing, English speaking is another thing. If English speaking is like walking on a tightrope, you've seen, no? People walking those on the tightrope, like maybe 4 or 5 feet above the ground, that is English speaking. But public speaking,
About that.
if you walk on the tightrope about 10 feet above the ground, it is double challenge, right? But you can learn it. You will not believe. Yesterday I went to a doctor, my husband, 77-year-old. He said, ma'am, I was thinking of coming to you for taking some lessons in public speaking, because public speaking has to be learned. But the first step is English speaking. If you are going to speak in English alone and in all our corporates and, high-paying jobs and platforms, people require English. English opens avenues across the country, across the world.
So again, they should.
So they need English and then public speaking. Public speaking, I took it up from young age. I told you, 2nd grade, I got an independence of gift. And then all through school and college, English, Gujarati, Hindi, English, public speaking, crisscross the whole country, went to Bangalore and Mumbai and Delhi and everything. And I got even a scholarship, Rotary scholarship, based on all my extracurricular achievements to go to America and study for a year, free of charge.
Practice helps them.
Practice will help them. Okay, a few steps to develop public speaking. Okay? Yesterday, the doctor told me, ma'am, I was going to join your course and then I decided that I have to write down a few points and practice a few times. I said, sir, that is exactly right. There is a rule of 3. 3 points leke jao, aage badho. But I would say read a little, talk to your family, friends, watch TV, watch YouTube, watch whatever else you watch in life, news and all of that. But talk on a daily basis with family, friends, colleagues. All right. Write a few notes if you will, even though you destroy them afterwards, but you are putting your thoughts in words and talk. Listen to great speakers. YouTube, everything is available. Believe in the best of the worlds. The whole world is available at the fingertip.
Great input.
So make a point of it. If you want your children to learn public speaking, you also, parents can learn along with them, right? Listen to great speakers, read great books, read great lives, write a few things, talk a lot. And then whenever an opportunity comes, prepare a few points and go there. I remember I was in 7th standard at CN Vidyalaya. Took part in this Hindi competition organized by Rashtrabhasha Prachar Samiti at Gujarat Vidyapit, and I was a miserable failure. Mera Priya Neta, 3-minute speech. I stood there. I couldn't say a single word. I just said, आदरणीय निर्णायकगण, माननीय गुरुजन और मेरे प्रिय मित्र, अभी मैं मेरे प्रिय नेता के बारे में बोलूंगी, and I forgot. That's okay. 10th standard, same competition, higher level. I won prize all the way in Maharashtra, first prize. So the thing is persistence, second quality.
Yes.
Never give up. Never, 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 never give up.
Great. But again, one challenge, it is said in Hindi, दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे मेरे बारे में लोग. So people have a mindset that if I go and speak and if I make any mistake, what other people will think. So what is your one, point of advice to such people?
My husband says, be bindas. But on a daily basis, read, write, listen, speak, make a few notes, talk about it. Make a few notes. By that I mean, like Robin Sharma refers to, writing a journal, 100 words, any language. Don't have to share it with people, but you learn to put your ideas in words. And keep talking. And so what? The younger kids are, they don't worry too much about failure. I remember my 10-year-old kid, my older one, Abhi. He spoke in front of a huge audience. There was some family function, and my mother-in-law, that is his grandmother, had given some big donation to a hospital, this and that. And the 10-year-old kid made a great speech. Children don't have fear. My 7-year-old grandson, I have 2 of them, in his school in Bangalore, there is regular homework given. Show and tell. Make a 1-minute speech. So when the mother was away, I was babysitting the kid. He said, Dadi, this is my homework for tomorrow. Show and tell. I said, okay, son, let's go. What would you like to talk about? So we said, okay, my grandfather's house, because they lived in grandfather's house at that time. I said, okay, how many rooms and the gardens and the compounds and the decorations and everything. 10 sentences I spoke, then he spoke easily.
Wow.
Second day, there was another show and tell. Our schools need to do this from pre-primary. My brother, we discussed points. Next minute, he could speak. Kids don't have fear, but they need guidance.
True.
So that is what we need to do, and that is what I'm telling people of all ages. All ages, I'm telling, okay? They need to have the courage to speak. So they are learning. We are all learning in life. Learning is never complete. So what if I make a mistake? I'm learning.
So,
and I'm human.
So the next point, now it's about human psychology or mindset, that I'm a middle-aged person, I'm a professional. I have a mindset that I don't need to learn English. I'm okay with that. So somewhere that mental block. So how these people can, go and learn a new areas, because of this mental block that I don't know, I don't need now.
See, anybody who wants to learn, grow, develop new interest, skills, have a unique experience of life, they have to be ready to learn. I'm ready to learn. Are you ready to learn? Yes. And age really doesn't matter. Okay. So I have so many students coming to me, doctors, lawyers, chartered accountants, engineers, CEOs. Even a 250 crore business owner is sitting in class because he says, Dipti ma'am, my English and public speaking skills are almost nil. So that's okay. I mean, 60, 80, 100 students sitting together, doing 3 dozen speeches, GD debates, a lot of English conversation, this and that. So they have to learn. Some people in the retirement age feel this was one of my dreams. Third point, many grown-up people have their kids and grandkids in English-speaking countries around the world. And they said, I want to spend. There was a couple came to me last year in December. The couple did the course with me, recommended by somebody. And now they've settled in New Zealand with their kids, 25, 30. And the father is so active, proactive in the business. They are building homes, real estate business in New Zealand. He said, Dipti ma'am, it's all because of Diptisha's.
Wow.
I got the courage to learn. So we are used to it. I mean, any age, you have an aspiration, you have a dream, you have an ambition, do it.
You have to break that barrier of mindset.
But people tell me, you are 50, you are 60, you are 70. I said, so what? People start learning. And there is, of course, the medical proof that the more you learn, you open new branches in the brain, so to say. Right? So people should keep learning at any age. I'll give you one more incident. This gentleman, can't mention his name, 150 room hospital, bed hospital, okay? A very professional doctor of medicine. Now, in his first public speaking function, he said, I forgot the name of the chief guest and mispronounced. And ma'am ran to you. He did the course very well. Now it's good. I mean, there are thousands of incidents like this, people of all ages.
Wow.
Now, Manibhai, there is a trend that more and more grown-ups come. That barrier is gone. They proclaim, I'm learning English and public speaking, and they are very proud.
But I must give credit to people like Mrs. Diptisha. Because of your influence, they come to you and they break their barrier and they learn.
Yes.
Now, ma'am, our younger generation, they are quite connected to virtual world. And that is where the concept of this podcast has come, that we also want to pass on a lot of wisdom to them through people like you. So what is your message and word of wisdom to our younger generation?
I love you guys, okay? You are highly talented. That's what I have to say. If somebody says, oh, we had the golden times and the old times are golden, I said, now there is platinum time. This is the best of the world with best of opportunities to learn. The complete tech revolution, internet revolution is helping you guys. Correct? But still have your feet firmly rooted on the ground.
Wow.
So what you need is multiple exposure to multiple activities, to a lot of reading, writing, speaking, listening. If parents can't do it, then they have to send you to the right people, right guides, right gurus, right teachers, right classes, right options. But encourage. This is for parents. Encourage, 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 encourage. And don't let the kids give up easily. When you start a new activity, you have the teething problems and you don't succeed and you find it too difficult and someone laughs at you, ridicules you, then you feel that this is not for me, this is not my cup of tea. At that time, parents need to support.
True.
No, son, let's persist. I will persist until I succeed. At least find out, like I did with my kids, involving them into different activities. What are their fortes? What do they love to do? What are their aptitudes? What field they want to grow into? Nothing. Some people come and ask me, what is a great career? I said, a great career is what you are wired for, what you are made. It is, as guardians, our duty to find that one thing that the kid can excel in. But until then, we have to try out different things. And life is like a huge smorgasbord, there is a huge buffet of things to do. People have a profession and then people have many extracurricular activities or hobbies. So let's do that. And I would tell youngsters and parents always to be in the company of good people, great people, ambitious people, honest people, noble people,
Amazing.
experienced people. And if someone says anything negative about you or your kid, don't listen to them. I'm reminded of Thomas Alva Edison. He was in pre-primary. The principal and the class teacher were talking, this boy is no good and he will spoil our school's result and let's dismiss him. He overheard some of the words, told his mom. The mom came next day. I'm taking him away from your school. What do you think? My son has more intelligence than all of you idiots put together. I will homeschool him.
Wow.
Thomas Alva Edison, the greatest inventor and discoverer of the world. You know how many patents he has to his name? The highest, 1,097 patents.
Okay.
And how many experiments did he take, he and his team, that is, to invent the light bulb? 10,000.
Wow.
This is my message to kids and to parents. Explore, find out more, try different things. Don't give up easily. And once you've found your forte, found the field you want to excel in, go to the best teachers and best gurus and best schools and best colleges. Both my sons came out, the older one from Harvard MBA and the younger one from Yale MBA. And we think that's God's greatest blessings to us. And now they are so powerful in society. I'm not talking about personal glory. I'm talking about building this nation. I'm talking about giving back.
Yes, for sure.
So the younger one, Yuva Unstoppable,
Amitabh
Shah, they are number 8 at this moment, I believe, in India, an NGO, and they have transformed, revamped 7,000 municipal schools and given them everything possible.
He's doing excellent job.
Given them smart classrooms, solar panels, moral focus, better toilets, better drinking water facilities, and scholarships. Scholarships for 6 years, 80% plus if they get in 10th and 12th, anywhere across the country.
Wow.
UY is giving scholarships.
Great.
And making them doctor, lawyer, chartered accountant. So I keep telling him, and the older one, who sold off all his businesses around the world, and he's on board of directors of 5 Fortune 500 companies. But I said, and he's also the chairman of Yuva Unstoppable. But I keep telling, son, do something more, and he's onto it.
Wow.
Give back to the country, help the country, and he's trying to do something in the field of judiciary, Indian judiciary, and some of the world countries as well. So ultimately, when our kids and ourselves have enough resources, how much more do we need? Okay, all right. Comforts, luxuries, all right. But help the country, build the nation, and fulfill the purpose why you are born and walking on the earth.
Ma'am, I want to express my gratitude for multiple points. First of all, I was thinking that we will learn lot from you about English language and the public speaking. But you are possessing great level of energy, ma'am. I feel excellent energy surrounding here, and people should also learn how to express ourselves and create this energy. So I'm expressing my sincere gratitude first for coming back to India, because you have rightly said that build nation. And that's what you have done after coming back to India. You have already started building the nation, building the people. Second, for starting Diptisha's institute, because this institute create awareness, not only about the language of public speaking, but getting our inner beauty out and, getting flourished.
Yes.
Third, for giving us people like Amitabh Shah and Abhisha. I look forward to meeting Amitabh Shah, because we all know who he is and what he has done and what he has been doing. It's excellent job. Fourth, thank you for giving us a lot of insights on the language, on the public speaking, on the parenting, and the great level of message to our younger generation, and giving your time for this podcast, because I feel that one session is not enough. I
Yes,
need a lot
I
of
believe
other
that.
sessions with you because I feel it's not about English or
Yes.
public speaking. We
Yeah.
can get a lot of insights about the worldview, about the people, about the inner
Yes.
soul.
Yes.
So I look forward to having more sessions with you.
Right. Same here, sir. Thank you very much. And I want to tell again my young people and my middle aged people and the grown up people and everybody, guardians, please, life is wonderful. God is great. But we need to be in the company of great people through books, through audios, videos, positive people, great people. I want to say a beautiful share. सितारों से जहां सितारों से आगे जहां और भी है, इकबाल शेर, सितारों से आगे जहां और भी है, अभी इश्क के इम्तिहान और भी है। तू शाहीन है, शाहीन, ईगल, तू शाहीन है, परवाज काम है तेरा, तेरे वास्ते आसमां और भी है। Because no one can predict. This is my personal message to everybody who is listening or who comes to me to learn. No one can predict to what heights you can soar. You yourself will not realize it until you have spread your wings. I beseech you, spread your wings and fly in the direction of your dreams.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you again.
You have
Thank
reminded
you.
me of one more book, Jonathan Livingston.
Yes.
Livingston, it's excellent.
Yes.
That's what the message you have given,
Yes.
sky is the limit.
Yes.
Thank you so much for enriching us, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
What an enriching session by Dipti ma'am. Few words: persistence, don't give up, read, watch, listen, and learn. These are the word. If we imbibe this word in our philosophy, in our routine, I'm sure we can enrich ourselves. And she has insisted on building a nation. To build a nation, we need a young generation. And yes, our young generation is ready. But keep persisting, keep learning, keep reading, enrich yourself, and help nation for its great level of building. That was Mrs. Diptisha. Once again, thank you for giving us a lot of learnings, insights, and wisdoms. And thank you to everyone. But do not forget to read between the lines. Thank you and stay tuned.